What's up, everybody? How's it going? You know who it is right here, the JuggernutKing. That's right. So today's video is gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna be going over today Bumble's lawsuit, my experience with it, guys. Right here, I'm gonna be telling you guys what went on, the time frame. Let's get into it right here, guys. I'm gonna be reading the email from top to bottom, and I'm gonna be giving my thoughts throughout the whole email. And then yeah, so there's only 2 emails that I've ever gotten from Bumble, and this is the first one. The first email that Bumble sent me was this one, and it says, "Hello there. To Bumble dating app users who subscribed to the Bumble dating app between May 26, 2016 and July 1st, 2021 who identify on the app as man interested in women and who resided in California based on Bumble's records. You may be a member of a class for purposes of class action settlements, and this may affect your rights. Please read it carefully." That being said, who knows how this came about? I want to know who's responsible for this, guys, because I don't even know who are the people working on this case, and I still don't to this day. I just know that we won and we got money. That's right. A California state court authorized this notice. How do I know if I am affected by the settlement? Okay, guys, this part is just basically the same thing what the top said, so I'm not gonna read that part. Let's get on to the next part right here. What is this lawsuit about? The plaintiff, Kiara, who made the song Gold, Mansoor, filed a lawsuit in the Superior Court of California, County of Riverside against Bumble Trading Inc. Bumble called Kiriluz, Mansoor versus Bumble Trading Inc. Case no numbers. Mansoor claimed that Bumble discriminated against male users of its dating app platform who identified as interested in women throughout its practices of permitting only women to message first. I knew the system was rigged the first time I heard about it. It wasn't normal, and now they're gonna get in trouble for it. The lawsuit alleges that differentiating the product and services offered between male users interested in women and other users violates state anti-discrimination laws and amounts to unlawful and unfair competition. Mansoor filed the lawsuit on behalf of a class of male users interested in women seeking damages, restitution, and injunctive relief. I'm just curious to know, when you're gonna open up a claim, how much money you need to like start that whole process. You know, is it like 2K, 5K, 10K to get this up and going on top of the lawyer costs? That's what I want to know, because they never sent me a list of expenses for the lawyers. Now that I was in one, Bumble strongly denies any wrongdoing and denies that the practice is unlawful or discriminatory, but has agreed to settle the lawsuit in order to avoid the burden and cost of further litigation. Let's continue. The court has not determined whether Mansoor or Bumble is correct. The court has determined only that there is sufficient evidence to suggest that the proposed settlement might be fair, adequate, or reasonable, and that a final determination of those issues with respect to the proposed settlement will be made at the final hearing. Why is this case being settled? This case was filed on May 29th, 2018. I didn't even know that until now. I just literally skimmed through this email, and we're in 2022 now, guys. And since then, Mansoor and Bumble thought their counsel have investigated each other's claims and defenses. After attending mediation before a former California Superior Court judge, the parties and their counsel determined that the settlement described below is preferable in incurring and the risk cost of further litigation. Again, Bumble denies any wrongdoing or liability in connection with the settlement. Mansoor and his counsel are satisfied that the terms and conditions of proposed settlement are fair, reasonable, adequate, equitable, in the best interest of the class members. On July 1st, 2021, the court preliminarily approved the settlement and authorized the parties to provide this notice of the settlement to the class. What can I get in the settlement? Subject to final court approval, every class member who has an active Bumble dating app account on this notice date, as defined in the settlement agreement, which is available on the settlement website, who does not ask to be excluded will automatically receive a one-time deposit of 20 free super swipes. I don't want any super swipes. That's not even worth what can I get out of it in cash, or I'm not sure how they're doing payments. At that point, I didn't know how I was gonna get paid, either a check, cash, or email gift card. You know, those are like the main ones that are out there when you're in this type of situation. To be delivered directly to each class member's Bumble's dating app account. In addition, every class member who submits a valid and timely claim form will receive a pro rata share from a distributable settlement fund of $3 million less costs of suit administration expenses and incentive award, which costs, expenses, and awards are anticipated not to exceed $159,000, exclude the 59. Any class members who does not have an active Bumble dating app account or else not to receive 20 super swipes and submit a valid and timely claim electing to do so will receive 2 portions of the pro rata share from the distributable settlement fund. It is anticipated based on the expected 5% claims rate that the pro rata share will be approximately $30. However, this number may significantly vary up or down based on the number of claims submitted, which will not be known until after the claim deadline has passed. Bumble will also agree to revise its practices with respect to the male users who identify as interested in women. Now that it's over, I would want to know how many people actually did go through the process, because they just sent me an offer and I was only going to be able to say yes or no. And if I would have gone out of my way to get a lawyer to look into this, that would have cost more money than I would have gotten in my hand, you know, and that's not worth it at that point. But that'd be cool if everything could be transparent. Next part, guys. Do I need to make a claim? You do not need to make a claim to receive 20 free super swipes after the effective date of the settlement, which will occur after the time court finally approves the settlement. Bumble will automatically deposit 20 free super swipes into active Bumble dating apps accounts. I wonder if I got anything, but I know I fell into it, because if you go into your iPhone and then you scroll down through your purchases, it lets you know when you got a specific app too, even though it was for free, you know, and it says right there the dates, and I was like, let's go check out to see when I installed it, and it was in the time that it was being requested for, so I was able to do it, you know. Some people are not able to do it, and that's the part that sucks, because then you couldn't have been a part of this specific lawsuit, you know, to get something out of it. You can complete the online form and you can print it, fill out, and mail it address shown on the claim forms that are due by October 1st, 2021. Damn. So from 2018 to 2021, that's a lot of time just to like be talking about it. What do Mansour and his lawyers get? To date, Mansour's counsel has not been compensated for any work or out-of-pocket expenses. This case are part of the settlement. Mansour's counsel may apply to the court for a award up to $3.25 million in attorney's fees to be paid separately by Bumble's Mansour's. Counsel may also apply to the court for reimbursement reasonable costs and expenses in any amount not to exceed $50,000 to be paid from the settlement fund. In addition, Mansour's may apply to the court for an award up to $10,000 as an incentive for have taken the time, effort, and risk in pursuing the lawsuit and for executing a broader release for claims than other class members. Mansour and his counsel will apply to court no later than September 16th, 2021 for an award of attorney's fees, costs, and expenses and plaintiff's incentive awards. The court will determine whether the amount of fees, costs, and expenses and incentives to award up to the limited set forth above. That sounds reasonable, you know, because they have to send it to the people who are getting it, like me, but who knows what's really going on behind the scenes, you know, because I'm pretty sure once they get the money, they can do whatever they want with it. Hopefully, got the right amount. Hopefully, it's not a big difference. Let's say they wanted to keep $10 over versus $1,000, you know. What claims are released by the settlement? This settlement releases all claims by the class members who do not exclude themselves from the settlement against Bumble and its affiliates, Bumble Inc., Bumble Trading LLC, Bumble Holding Limited, Bandu Trading Limited, Bandu Limited, and could have been assorted in the lawsuits regarding Bumble's practices of differentiating the services it offered to male users who identify as interested in women. They say a lot of stuff that's not even necessary to the human population, guys. Just get straight to the point. Sorry. How do I exclude myself from the settlement? Why would you want to exclude yourself from a settlement? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why would they need to say that? That sounds like something in another story literally I can refer to.
I can deflect a tax. Did you know that? Not just all about stabbing.
They already screwed you over. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of getting something in return? That doesn't make any sense. The only thing that's negative about being in this situation is waiting. That's the only thing you need to care about. You can exclude yourself from the class if you want to be able to sue Bumble separately for the claims released by the settlement. However, if you exclude yourself, you will not receive any benefits offered in the settlement, nor will you be permitted to object to the settlement. To exclude yourself, you must either mail your form here. How do I object to the settlement? If you are a class member and would believe the settlement is unfair or inadequate, you may object to the settlement by either mailing in an objective form available here. The deadline for mailing or submitting the objection is September 16th, 2021, when the court decides if the settlement is approved. The court will hold a final approval hearing on October 7th, 2021 to consider whether to approve the settlement. The hearing will be held in Department 6 of the Superior Court of California County of Riverside, located at 450 Main Street, Riverside. I just like how everything's structured correctly, like knowing when things are gonna close. That way I can pay attention to those specific dates and put everything on your calendar to get updated on it in the future. How do I get more information? And that's just basically the link that you're gonna go to put everything in. I did that part. That took like a good 30 minutes, I would say. I'm just estimating, or less. It could be 10 minutes. I just forgot. This was literally more than a year ago at this point. Okay guys, so I got this Bumble email back in July 30th, 2021, and it ended for me on June 9th, 2022. Less than a year, almost a year. Almost a year, under a year. And I got a grand total of $71.68. Imagine I would have been there since the beginning of 2018 until 2022. That would have been 4 years. So that's basically $17.92, guys. That's a little bit of money, but I didn't have to do nothing. So at the end of the day, it's just like play money, you know? You be a part of something and you get something out of it. Or you could have gotten your own lawyers and got into that scenario, but who knows what would have happened. Lawyers are doing their own thing, you know? They won't always tell you what's going on because they know they have the upper hand in that scenario. I'm never gonna hear from Bumble ever again. If you like this video, here, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Let's try it.